Okay, so we're going to talk about a little functional programming. We're going to talk a little bit about math and simple proc. So here I've got this array, 1, 2, 3, 3, 5. Map is going to take each element one by one, stick it in as the this n, and then the result of this block evaluation it will return to me. So what do you guys expect to be the result here? Not everybody at once. Not everybody at once, and not Hank.
All the numbers in the array together.
Okay, give me an example. What's the first one going to be?
2.
All right. Boom. Just like that. Just as you said. Nice. All right, cool. So we can use map to do all kinds of cool stuff. For example, if we had something complicated, like we had a, suppose I have a cart at last. I have this cart in here. This has cart products. Ooh, it has so many, luckily. All right, cool. Now, what if I wanted to get the names of all of the products into a list, an array? How can I use map for that? Okay, so what is this thing? What's CP? What class is this? Well, I don't know. Let's figure out what class it is. All right. Hit class the first. All right, so hit class. Class is a cart product. So every one of these I return the class. See how I did that? I just called a method on there. All right, so that class is a cart product. So if I want to get the names of all the products, what do I need to call on each individual cart product? I have to call it product name, right? Is that a method? No, that's not a method. I didn't make that up. I have to call product.name, right? Because that'll give me the product. I'll give me the individual products, and then each of those products is going to have a name. Does that kind of make sense? So you see how I get them all in there? So when I iterate those cart products, so map lets me take a set of instructions and apply it to each single one. So here it can start with all the cart products, and I can end up with the names of the individual products in the cart. Does that kind of make sense? So then if I wanted to, for example, if I wanted to get the quantities out, how would I get the quantity? If my cart product has attributes like, let's see, cart product. You can do this. If you just put the class in here, you'll see all of the attributes. So if I say cart product, I can see it's an ID, there's a cart ID, there's a product ID, there's a quantity. There's all kinds of interesting attributes in there. Let me make this a little smaller so you guys can see a little better. All right, so the quantity is an integer. So what if I wanted to sum up all of the quantities? Or what if I wanted to get all the quantities of the products in my cart? Supposing that I could, right now they're all 1, but supposing that they had different values. How could I use a map to do that? I could right here, I could say, add all the quantities. Is that going to work? No, it's a stupid method. That doesn't work. But there is, what method is defined on a cart product? Quantity, right? Quantity. All right, so I get 1 for all of those. Yeah, that works. And then, is there a method in Ruby called sum? There is. It's pretty easy, right? So that gives me the sum of all the quantities. And now it turns out this is such a common pattern where you just take an item and you call a single method on it that there's a special shortcut for it, and it looks very confusing. It's called symbol to proc. And what it does is it takes a symbol, like quantity, and then you put the ampersand in front of it just for confusion. Just because there's not really another reasonable operator, turns out. Like maybe the star, that's kind of for multiplication, that's kind of for exponents, percent, that's like for modulus, $sign, that's, I hope that not every keyboard has $sign, like your keyboard has like a euro or something, I'm sure. Yeah. So there's just not really a good operator, so they had to pick something. So they picked ampersand. All right, and that's just how it goes. You just run an operator sometimes. And so what that'll do, that does the same thing as it does above. So I just say map on quantity, and that'll give me all the same thing. So if I can kind of do the same thing. I can't really do the same thing with this product name issue because I have multiple. I have to call multiple methods. But what I could do is I could say, this would be really silly. I wouldn't actually do this. I could say on here, how could I get what could I pass in here to get all the names back? Done all set at once. What's this going to give me back? Card products, and then I'm going to map product on top. What class is that going to be? Nah, you're gonna get products, right? I'm gonna get a whole bunch of products because each card product has a product, right? Because remember the model. The model for this is model card. Oops, card product belongs to product, right? So now what I can do is now I could say map. And now I get all the names back. Boom. But you never do that because that's just silly. It's just there's too much. You're double iterating, and also it's more clear to just write it this way. I'd say it's much more clear what you're trying to accomplish there. So that's how map works. Map is a super thing. And then if suppose the other thing you see map in combination with, there's kind of three concepts: map, filter, and reduce. They all are kind of like, this is like the basics of what they call functional programming, which is a way of just kind of moving information around. So I'll show you some examples of those real quick. Filter would be the method that we call it select in this language. I think it is, right? Maybe it is filter, actually. Let's try that. Yeah, I think it is select. I think they're aliases. Well, let's go. Wow, I'm really screwing this up here. Okay, so if I wanted to say, suppose I only wanted card products where the product, the first letter is A. Product.name of 0 equals A. Wow, this is really getting difficult to type because of the whole wrapping around thing. All right, so this will give me just products where, what do I got going on here? Okay, yeah, okay. It's a little dumb. All right, so this will give me just products where that's the case. I got too many. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, this looks pretty. Oh, look at this stupid. Look at these braces in here. Come on, Fritz, you're never gonna get this done like this. All right, CP. Okay, so there we go. That's the next one. So it's gonna be, if we're gonna filter it, we're gonna go to the card product. We're gonna get the product off of the card product. We're gonna get the name of that, and we're gonna say the 0th character needs to be capital A. Gosh, I just cannot get this right. Right, just no dice here. But yeah, you guys just gonna have to imagine. Let me try this one more time. C, card products. Okay, L, control, map. Rail C. Alright. Card products. Card dot last. Wow. Just cannot get this to work to save my life here. Oh, there's no method filter, turns out. This select, just like I thought it was. Alright, let's try select here. Alright, there we go. That was the issue. I should, you know, I always tell you stuff, and you gotta read the stack traces. I was just ignoring them. Alright, so that gives me all those card products, and now I can say map again, and here I can say cp.product.name, and sure enough, I see only the things in my cart that start with an A. So that would be the concept of, so here I'm seeing filter, so that's the select here, so I'm only looking for particular products. Map, where I'm getting the name, and then reduce. Reduce means you get like a single output. So a lot of times that's like a number, like the sum of all the quantities is the number of items in your cart. Or maybe here I want like a string, so I could join these with a comma, which is kind of what it looks like here. You see if I have this array, I have all these quotes and stuff. So I can take all these, I can put them in a comma, so now I've got this nice big string and it has all the A products with commas in between. That's called reduce. So those concepts are map, filter, and reduce. And all together, that's like kind of the basics of functional programming. It's also the basics of a whole kind of analysis. If you see like Hadoop, or you hear about like Cassandra, or any of these like crazy big data stores, they're all based around the idea of Hive or HBase. They're all based around the idea of map, filter, and reduce. And so these are concepts you can think about, and then they're all kind of like functional programming. All right, so we see a very, very small amount of functional programming in the the item count method on cart, because it turns out that the way I implemented cart products, they each have their own quantity. So I wanted to make a nice, clean method that I could call called item count. Although really that should be called product count, because the whole cart product's not cart items and shit. Okay, so that pretty much covers that stuff. If, like I said, if you did not get a chance to finish the day's effort, 1 through 7, go ahead and try to finish it up. And that way we'll all be more or less on the same page. And hit me up in Slack. Send me a one-on-one chat, right? You gonna send me a one-on-one chat? No, you're not. It's a new group chat. All right, send it in a group chat. That way, if people know what the answer is, and I'm busy doing something, somebody else can write the answer. All right, and we guys can get to know each other. Later on, when this class is over, you have questions. You gonna email me? No, I'm busy. Email your friends. They don't know anything either. Maybe you guys can figure it out together. Maybe you guys can start your own company together. You what? I'll put them all. I'll put them in. I'll send you guys an email. No, I'm gonna put them in thing. I'm gonna put them in Slack, right? Yeah, I'll put them in Slack. They'll be in Slack. I'll upload them more or less right now. If the internet wasn't so slow here, I'd upload them right now.
So yeah, the competition yesterday was pretty tight.
Here, all these videos. Oh yeah, I got one more. 3.